Tonight, the latest on Kavanaugh and his Supreme Court confirmation.
And later, 20 die in a crash in Schoharie, New York.
Plus, flames erupt from a pit in Arkansas. Citizens believe it's Satan. We will have more.
Hello and welcome to MCTV's weekly news update. I'm Rose Rai.
And I'm Natalie Bochi. Here are tonight's top stories. First, we have some breaking news coming into the MCTV newsroom. Today on the Marist campus, anti-Semitic posters were found in the Allied Health Building and around campus. A Marist student reported the findings to the dean, who then alerted security. Marist security found the apprehended and the individual who hung the posters. The individual was not a member of the Marist college community. We will have updates as they come in.
This past Saturday, the Senate has voted to send Brett Kavanaugh as the new Supreme Court Justice. After a delay for a week to allow for FBI investigation, the senators voted to allow him to Supreme Court, and he's leaving furious and outraged. Democrats feel that the investigation was rushed and are ignoring the impact this decision has. The serious offense of sexual assault. Democrats and activists left protesting as many believe he's guilty of that sexual assault accusation made by Christine Blasey Ford. More than 300 people have been arrested in anti-Kavanaugh protests this week in the national's capital. This is but another case that distinctly shows how divided our country is and our inability to find a common ground.
20 people were killed in a Schoharie car crash Saturday. Police say a limousine failed to stop at a stop sign on Route 30A. The limousine then sped into the parking lot of Apple Barrel Store and Cafe, where it crashed into a parked SUV before ending up in a ravine. State police say that all 18 passengers in the limousine were killed, as well as 2 bystanders. The National Transportation and Safety Board is currently investigating the cause of the crash. Police have not released the names of the victims. It has been the deadliest accident since 2009.
On September 28th, a magnitude 7.5 earthquake struck Sulawesi, Indonesia. It caused a large tsunami that devastated the area, making it difficult for emergency personnel to reach those in need. At least 104 people have been killed by a devastating natural event. This all comes after a deadly 6.9 magnitude earthquake struck the resort island of Lombok, Indonesia, on August 5th.
It seems that Mother Nature cannot make up her mind. Elena Reyes is here to tell us the latest on this varying weather.
Thank you. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's Highs and Lows report. I'm Elena Reyes. The fall season has surely been unexpected, from cool to warm temperatures all in the same week. And for this week, we can anticipate some cooler weather as the days progress with showers for the weekend. Before we take a closer look at the forecast, here are some photos, starting with the image of the destruction caused by the earthquake in Indonesia. On September 28th, a devastating earthquake of a 7.5 magnitude hit the island of Sulawesi in Indonesia. Officials said more than 1,400 people have lost their lives, and the number can increase since many are still trapped in surrounding cities and fallen buildings. Throughout the island, many buildings were damaged and many people lost their homes. In some areas, the amount of mud is so grand that it is believed that people are still buried under it. To add to the catastrophic event, the intensity of the earthquake also caused a tsunami. As the search for more survivors continues, it is difficult to be indifferent to the range of disaster and devastation caused by the earthquake. The island of Sulawesi is still undergoing constant natural activity since less than a week ago, after the earthquake and tsunami, the volcano Mount Saputano erupted as seen on the image. Indonesia is prone to volcano eruptions and earthquakes due to its location on the Ring of Fire. It is not certain that the earthquake caused the eruption, but it is concerning the amount of threatening natural disasters that have occurred in Sulawesi in just a week. For some relief, officials have stated that the eruption would not cause major damage and ashes would not reach the city of Palu, where the earthquake and tsunami caused the most death and destruction. Additionally, it has not affected the continuous efforts of evacuation of the island. Now, focusing on our local news, today the weather has reached high of 75 and low of 60, way above the average temperatures of 65 and 41 degrees. Today's sunrise was at 6:56 a.m. and sunset was at 6:32 p.m. Tonight we're looking at partly cloudy skies with a low of 66 degrees and a 0% chance of precipitation, and winds coming south at 1 mile per hour. Looking ahead for tomorrow, we're seeing a mostly sunny sky with a high of 65 and winds coming north at 8 miles per hour. On the 7-day forecast, temperatures will progressively getting colder, starting with temperatures in the high 70s and ending with temperatures in the low 60s. From Thursday to Sunday, we will experience showers, so don't forget to bring your umbrellas and raincoats if you go out this weekend. In the meantime, make sure to take advantage of the higher temperatures and partly sunny days at the beginning of the week. Well, that concludes the weather report for this week. I'm Elena Reyes. Thank you.
On Friday afternoon, a controversial police shooting in Chicago was finally decided. Jason Van Dyke, the police officer in the October 28, 2014 shooting of Laquan McDonald, was convicted of second-degree murder, along with 16 counts of aggravated battery with a firearm. The jurors took less than 8 hours, ultimately deciding to trust the dashboard camera video over Van Dyke's description of the event. However, the jury was already convinced Van Dyke was guilty. They were actually deciding whether or not Van Dyke had committed first or second-degree murder. Some people still weren't convinced, as while the initial vote had most jurors convinced was guilty, 5 were still unsure or thought he was not guilty.
Experts are currently debating the cause of a flaming hole in Midway, Arkansas. Last month, flames reaching 12 feet high erupted out of a pit, creating a fire that burned for approximately 40 minutes. Officials believe that the hole was created by animals, but are still struggling to determine the cause of the flames. Many in the town have wondered whether or not Satan could be involved. While officials do not believe that Satan was the cause, they say there is no natural gas that could have caused the explosion. The cause of the fire remains under investigation.
For the first time in 55 years, the Nobel Peace Prize in Physics has been given to women. Dr. Donna Strickland of University of Waterloo in Canada is the third woman to win this award. Marie Curie was the first female winner, and Maria Goeppert-Mayer was the previous female winner. She was recognized along with her colleague Arthur Ashkin for discoveries in laser physics. They were able to compress laser pulses in order to make them powerful without destroying other materials. They call this chirp pulse amplification. It is now standard method for high-intensity lasers.
GoPro has announced a new range of cameras, the Hero 7. The range consists of the Hero 7 Black, the Hero 7 Silver, and the Hero 7 White. All 3 cameras were made available internationally on the September 27th. The cameras are priced at different ranges and different levels of performance. Nick Woodman, the founder of the company, says it's the GoPro we've all been waiting for. The Hero 7 Black comes out with hyper-smooth electric image stabilization, which is said to be the best in-camera video stabilization in any camera ever by GoPro. The new camera also allows you to live stream your crazy GoPro experiences to friends and family, a feature not found on any previous GoPro to this date. How cool is that?
I can't wait to get my hand on this one.
Me too. I love the fact that there's like a live stream. Like I've never heard of something like that.
I'm just so mad because I just got the GoPro 6.
I know, I have the GoPro 6 too. It's unfortunate, but it's fun. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's still cool.
Yeah, but from David Wright Day to a Patriots win, Tricia McGuiness has the latest for us in the sports world.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Tricia McGuiness with This Week in Sports. Saturday night, Citi Field was all about David Wright. Actually, New York was all about David Wright, as New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio declared Saturday night David Wright Day. It was a game that will not soon be forgotten. This was the night David Wright played in his last game as a New York Met. Plagued with debilitating pain associated with spinal stenosis, Wright made the decision to retire from the sport he loves. He reluctantly left the field Saturday night after a more than 3-minute standing ovation. He blew kisses, waved, tipped his hat, and the crowd cheered. His teammates celebrated him, as did the opposing team, the Florida Marlins. Wright finished as the Mets' all-time leader in the hits, RBIs, runs scored, doubles, and walks. He made 7 All-Star games, was a 2-time Gold Glover and Silver Slugger, and finished in the top 10 in National League MVP voting 4 times. He may have even made it to the Hall of Fame if his injuries hadn't ended his career early. On October 4th, the New England Patriots beat the Indianapolis Colts 38-24. The Patriots were led by no other than quarterback Tom Brady, who also made NFL history when he threw his 500th touchdown pass. He is the third player ever to accomplish this, following behind Peyton Manning with 539 touchdowns and Brett Favre with 508. Wide receiver Josh Gordon stepped up his game in the fourth quarter to help Brady make history. Summer is definitely over as the hockey season is underway. The New York Islanders, Pittsburgh Penguins, and the Boston Bruins are all winners this week. The Islanders beat the Hurricanes 2-1. This was the Islanders' first win under new head coach Barry Trotz. The Pittsburgh Penguins beat the Washington Capitals 7-6, with Chris Letang scoring overtime winning goal. The Boston Bruins beat the Buffalo Sabres 4-0. Brad Marchbandt set up all 4 goals, and goalie Jaroslav Halak stopped 32 shots. The Bruins definitely redeemed themselves after a 7-0 against Washington in their opener. For the second year in a row, the Yankees have won the American League wildcard game. They beat Oakland 7-2 in the wildcard game to advance to the playoffs to face Boston in the first round. Aaron Judge started the game off right for the Yankees with a 2-run home run in the first inning, and the Yankees never looked back. Unfortunately for the Yankees, they were not successful in the first game of the series against Boston. J.D. Martinez hit a 3-run homer for the Boston in the first inning. The Yankees made it to close with a 9th inning home run by Aaron Judge, but lost by 5-4 to Boston. Family weekend here at Marist was made even more exciting when the Marist football team came from behind to beat the University of Dayton 28-17. Jacob Hollenbeck ran for 2 scores and threw for a third as Marist returned home for the first time since its opener season to beat Dayton, snapping a string of 3 straight losses. On September 29th, the men's and women's cross-country teams competed at the Pole Short Run, the nation's largest cross-country meet. Both teams competed in the brown and open sections. The men came in 8th out of 44 teams, and the women took the 10th out of 41 teams in the gold section. In the open division, the men placed 13th out of 33 teams, and the women had some top finishers out of over 300 runners. That wraps it up for This Week in Sports. Let's send it back over to the news desk.
Students can now get acai bowls at North End Dining. Ever since the acai bowl craze started, people all over the country have been going near and far in order to get their fix. Well, now, Marist students do not even have to leave the campus. At North End Dining, students can get acai bowls daily and have the option to pick their own toppings. Toppings range from bananas to coconut shavings to cacao nibs. Make sure to stop by soon to be one of the first ones to try the new acai bowls.
Amazon recently came under fire for the low wages many of their employees earn. Their median salary is just about $14 an hour. This movement was facilitated by Senator Bernie Sanders. He introduced a bill against companies such as Amazon who don't pay living wages, and even named it after Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos. Sanders claims that many Amazon workers and their families live on food stamps, but this has been denied by Amazon. In order to subdue these criticisms, as of November, Amazon will raise their U.S. minimum wage to $15 an hour.
London Fashion Week is being put on the map. Many designers have been adding political messages to their runway collections. Designers Nicholas Kirkwood made a statement by creating a scene of wires and computers to showcase the subculture of hacking. Many designers display their support of women and the Me Too movement by presenting skin-tight garments and flamenco-inspired dresses. Many of the London designers also began to embrace diversity by showcasing models of all different races and ethnicities. London Fashion Week showcased young designers with bold statements about the world around us.
From movies to TV and music, our Michelle DeMartino has got it all covered in this week's entertainment report.
Hi, my name is Michelle DeMartino, and welcome to This Week in Entertainment. Taylor Swift has taken a stand on her political views. In a lengthy Instagram post, she states that she would be voting for Democratic candidates in the midterm election. She believes the systematic racism in this country right now is sickening. As someone who would not voice her stance publicly, she felt that she could not hide it anymore. Her vote will be cast in Tennessee. The Republican candidate for Senate, Marsha Blackburn, has voted against LGBT rights, the reinstatement of the Violence Against Women Act, and believes gay couples can be turned away by businesses. Taylor says that these do not represent her values. she will be voting for the Tennessee Democratic candidates for the Senate and the House of Representatives. She ends the post with the last day to register to vote in Tennessee, October 9. She, like many celebrities, hope that this encourages young people to vote. Camila Mendes and Charles Melton are dating. The Riverdale actors who play Veronica Lodge and Reggie Mantle confirmed their romance when Camila posted this photo. The caption said, "Mine." The cast enthusiastically responded to the news on Instagram. Their comments made it pretty clear, though, that their dating was not a secret to them. Their friendship has been strong since his casting. Back in June, Charles even called Camila to personally apologize after a fat-shaming tweet resurfaced. She struggled with an eating disorder in her past. His personal phone call apology now speaks 1,000 words. Pete Davidson did not like Kanye's SNL speech. During Weekend Update, Pete appeared for the second episode in a row to talk. This time, it was about the controversial moment. The speech was not even aired and was all over the news the next day. Kanye preached about his positive feelings about Trump, with the whole SNL cast still on stage. They joined him during a song that replaced the signature "Goodnight." It was described that the feeling in the room was like they were being held hostage. Pete even said, "I want a career, so I leave." Footage was then shown of him leaving the stage. The SNL cast looked uncomfortable. Pete ended his thoughts on it by putting on a red hat that said, "Make Kanye 2006 again." One thing is for sure, Kanye may not be invited back for a long time, unless the show needs ratings, since they invited him this time anyway. Speaking of SNL, Awkwafina, the host of Saturday's episode, made history. She was the second Asian American woman to ever host SNL. The only other person was Lucy Liu in 2000. Only 5 Asian Americans have hosted SNL overall. During her monologue, she talked about her Crazy Rich Asians fame. She described herself as a rebuilding her credit Asian instead of a crazy rich one. From upgrading to Economy Plus with flights to joking about still buying underwear at CVS, she made new fans laugh and old fans love her more. She surprised the audience by saying that she wanted to get tickets for Lucy Liu's show 18 years ago. It made her think about what was possible for Asian American women. She then restated that she was the host now, making a statement for others to follow her in the future. An October box office record was broken. Venom, the Spider-Man villain film, made $80 million last weekend in a typical slow season for movies. A Star is Born also came out on Friday with a great audience turnout. Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper's remake made $41.3 million. It was also highly praised by critics. The amount made was outstanding for the film. Despite being negatively reviewed, Venom was loved by its audience also. The struggling box office is already doing better than it was last year. Overall, it was the best movie weekend for the month of October. Go see them when you can. A Lilo & Stitch live-action remake is being made. Disney announced Dan Lin and Jonathan Eyrick, who are working on the live-action Aladdin, would be producing the film. The movie from 2002 charmed viewers with its tale of a cute blue alien named Stitch, who destroys, but then fulfills, sisters Lilo and Nani's lives. Taking place in Hawaii, the movie had great music and humor. It also gave us the iconic line, "Ohana means family, and family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten." Hopefully Disney will portray this well and bring out the same magic that the original movie gave its audience. This has been This Week in Entertainment with me, Michelle DeMartino. Thanks for watching.
Scientists are concerned about the new U.S. military project that is intended to ensure the nation's food supply. The project explores biotechnology that genetically modifies crops. The project is controversial because of its delivery. Bugs will be infected with viruses that are capable of changing the genes in crops. Some believe that it is a form of biological warfare. The program would help increase the efficiency of the genetic modification process. The program is currently funded by the Defense Advanced Research Project Agency.
On Tuesday, October 9th, journalist, political commentator, author, and senior editor at The Atlantic, David Frum, will be speaking at Marist College in the Nellie Galetti Theater as part of the Autumn Lecture Series. He will be talking about one of his most recent books published in January called Trumpocracy, The Corruption of the American Republic. The book is a New York Times bestseller and talks about Trump's impact on some of the United States' most important institutions. Frum is also the author of a very well-known piece in The Atlantic that was published in 2017 called How to Build an Autocracy. Are you attending? Do you know?
Oh, yes, I am. I think it's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, I think so too. I feel like Marist just has such great speakers. I think this is definitely one of their top speakers for sure.
I know, right? So are you going to be?
Yes, I think I am, definitely.
Well, I'll see you there then.
Yes, definitely.
Well, that is all we have for you this week. I'm Rose Rye.
And I'm Natalie Bochi. Thanks for watching, and good night.